Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have more drama. It hit a fever pitch today. Like, I've been trying to keep up with the BA news. I was going to go live earlier. I got sidetracked and a little busy. And then all this news dropped again. And I was like, I'm glad I waited because there's so much going on with Brandon Aiyuk. We're going to talk about it. How are we feeling tonight? What's going on? Everybody, make sure you hit that like button while as you walk in here. Let's talk about the Brandon Aiyuk situation. I was at training camp today again, but honestly, it really doesn't matter compared to what's going on with BA. He wasn't there today. We all know what happened at training camp. It was a light day. Ricky Pearsall got injured. We'll talk about the injuries a little bit later, but let's get to this Brandon Aiyuk situation. And CMC strained his calf. We'll talk about that in a minute because right now Brandon Aiyuk's situation is getting kind of out of control. So let's review what happened today. So earlier today, Adam Schefter on Pat McAfee show is saying he's not going to Steelers. It's not going to happen. Boom. 2 hours later, I was in camp. It was finishing up practice. Right before Kyle Shanahan gets up to the podium, Ian Rappaport says Steelers are back in the mix. I'm like, oh, my God. They said earlier no. Now the Steelers are in the mix. Jacina Anderson says that the Patriots are going heavy on Brandon Aiyuk. Somebody, I can't remember the reporter, said that they're trying to offer Brandon Aiyuk the top 5 money in terms of wide receivers. Like, they're trying to pay him more than $30 million, like a lot of money. So that was one report. And then boom, just 20 maybe 15 20 minutes ago, Adam Schefter reports that the Patriots are backing out of the pursuit of Brandon Aiyuk. Like, they said the Patriots are done. This is what Adam Schefter says. He says, after inquiring about Brandon Aiyuk's availability, the Patriots have decided not to explore any further trade possibilities with the 49ers. They're gone. Like, they tried to give him a lot of money. It seemed like maybe there's more to the story. Boom. Literally 2 minutes later, Matt Maiocco, who's been on this story like white on rice, the man, Matt Maiocco, said that the Patriots reportedly had an agreement in place with the 49ers and a large offer to Aiyuk on the table. And again, if you remember from earlier, the reporter said over $30 million a year for Brandon Aiyuk. This was the Patriots. And Brandon Aiyuk says he had no interest in going to the New England Patriots. This is according to Matt Maiocco. So earlier in the day, the Niners also confirmed, Kyle Shanahan met with the media. He confirmed they've given Brandon Aiyuk the opportunity to seek a trade and, have negotiations. So Kyle Shanahan confirmed Brandon Aiyuk has the permission to talk to other teams. He says that he was in the building today as usual. He was attending meetings. He didn't practice, obviously. So he's still holding in. They gave him the green light to go talk to teams, him and his agent. And then, boom, the Patriots offered him a crap ton of money. And now Brandon Aiyuk says, no, I don't want to go to New England. Don't send me to New England. This is kind of crazy. This is actually kind of crazy how this is. Like, this is unheard of. I've never seen anything like this. This is actually kind of crazy. We've seen holdouts, but this, to me, is just on another level. So what does he want? What does Brandon Aiyuk want? He wants to go to if you remember, the exit interviews back in February after Super Bowl, they asked Brandon Aiyuk, what do you want? He says he wants to be on a championship team. He wants to win a championship. He wants to go to a champion. Brandon Aiyuk wants to go to a championship team. And right now, 49ers are his best bet, staying with the Niners. But he wants $30 million with the 49ers. That's what I think he wants. I think it's not necessarily about the money, because he could have taken over $30 million to go to the Patriots. He wants a good situation. He wants to play for a championship. He wants his cake and to eat it too. So the 49ers, if they want Aiyuk, they have to pay him $30 million. Brandon Aiyuk's standing on business, but so are the Niners. We're still at this point where here's the Niners, here's Brandon Aiyuk. They can't meet in the middle. They're stuck on their side. So crazy situation. Brandon Aiyuk doesn't want to go to the Patriots, doesn't want to stay with the Niners for $26 million. He wants his market value. And I think he wants guaranteed money in his deal. He doesn't want this, okay, yeah, incentives, you inflate my contract, make it look pretty. I want the guaranteed money on my third year. I want the guaranteed money. I don't want you guys to cut me like a bad habit. I don't want you guys to shit me out in 2 years when I'm, older. I want guaranteed money, and I want $30 million because that's the market value. Because you know what, 49ers? This is Brandon Aiyuk telling the 49ers, you guys waited. You could have paid me back in March. You waited Fine. The market went up. My price went up. So what's going on? Monica says, can we make him play on his 5th year? Regardless, he's playing on his 5th year. Like, that's the thing. Even if he gets an extension, he's only making what he's making in his 5th year option. He's trying to negotiate after the 5th year option, right? Because if he goes to another team, if he stays with the Niners this year, he's getting paid what the 5th year options paid him. It's all about infinity and beyond. It's all about what's going on after this season, and that's what he's trying to get. He's trying to ink in his max deal, the max money. He's 26. He's played 4 years. First time he's going for a contract extension. He wants as much money as he can get, and he wants it guaranteed. So, well, that's what we're doing. So, any case, hello everybody. That's my rant. How's everybody going? I'm sure I missed everybody. What's up, everybody? April, Jimmy, Tej Beats, Miguel, Raphael, Medulla, Oblongata, everybody in the building. Christine Workman. Oh my God, we got them all. 49ers throwback. We got so many people in chat today. How's everybody doing? Make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody. Alyssa says, I missed you. I'm a new mama now. And the boys keep you busy. Hey, you know what? Congratulations. That's awesome. Take care of the family. We missed everybody. Missed you too. So how's my vacation going? I really don't have a vacation. I've been working. So every day is a work day for me. I still work, even though I'm at training camp. Still been working. I go see patients afterwards. So it's been good, but life's good. Life is good. It would be better if Brandon Aiyuk. It would be better if he signed his contract. It feels great to enjoy training camp. Actually, it's really good to be able to. I'm blessed to be going to training camp as all the days that I have. You know, I'm in a good position, so I'm very blessed to be going to training camp. So definitely nice. Control Jose says, even if BA stays, I feel like the relationship is tarnished. Yeah, you know, I feel like it's a weird situation. It feels like people are kind of sour, right? If he does stay with the Niners, which is still a possibility, it's gonna be a weird little couple weeks when everything kind of gets settled. I know the players don't pocket watch. I know they're like, okay, the player's going through his business. It is what it is. The players are gonna be like, okay, whatever. Brandon Aiyuk's going through his thing. To me, it would be a little awkward. You were almost out of the team. You requested a trade. Then you said no. And then he came. It's going to be a little weird. Like, let's be honest. We can't sit here and not realize that it's not going to be awkward. I feel it's going to take some time for him to kind of gain the respect back of his peers. Maybe not all the players. I think some of the players, like, whatever, it is what it is. Maybe the coaches, maybe the fans. I think there's going to be a little bit of a transitional period if Brandon Aiyuk stays because of everything that's going on. It is a little weird. So, Randy says, do you know what New England offered? I don't know what they offered. We don't know officially. My guess, because there's been rumors, my guess based on what has, been reported is Kendrick Bourne and multiple draft picks, 2nd round, 3rd round pick. So you get Kendrick Bourne, a veteran receiver. You get a 2nd round pick, a 3rd round pick for Brandon Aiyuk. And then Brandon Aiyuk would get paid over $30 million a year. So it's crazy. Victor says, how did it go from Commander Talk to the Browns? I mean, I feel like this is what happened. The Browns came over because the Niners were shopping Aiyuk, right? Washington was the team that Aiyuk wanted. Aiyuk wanted to go to Washington because he wanted to go with his boy, his buddy, Daniels. He wanted to go with, he wanted to go with his boy, right? So that wasn't going to happen because Washington wasn't. I don't think Washington was okay to give up Terry McLaurin because I feel like the 49ers, in order for this to happen, they want a veteran wide receiver, right? So they're like, give me a vet. We need a guy to at least replace KB. He may not have to be good as him, but we need a guy. And maybe the Washington said, nah, you know what? No, we're good. We got enough players. We want Terry McLaurin and BA. I think that's kind of what it came down to. Or maybe they didn't want to give up the draft picks that the Niners wanted. I feel like the Niners, if they're going to give up away BA, they want a lot in return, right? And I think teams are like, well, maybe we don't give you that much. So the Niners and them says, all right, we can't come to an agreement. Screw it. Although BA wanted to go there, the Niners were like, I don't care what you want. We got to figure out what's best for us. So I think after that, the Niners were, taking calls. Here come the Browns. And then here come the Niners saying, oh, okay, BA doesn't want to be here. We're going to trade him. We'll trade him to you. And then can you throw in Amari Cooper? He's older. You get Brandon Aiyuk. He's younger. He's better. He's going to be entering his prime. And I guess Cleveland probably said, oh, okay, we paid Amari, but we'll trade off. I think that's what happened. And then Brandon Aiyuk sat there and said, send me to Cleveland? You sent me to Cleveland to play with Deshaun Watson? You want me to go get massaged by Watson in the cold? Ain't no way. And then the Niners said, oh, we'll send you to the New England Patriots. We'll get KB back and some draft pick. You sent me to New England? You know how cold it is? Bill Belichick ain't there no more. And I think that's where we're at. Brandon, you don't want to go to the cold. My man Julius says, imagine Brandon Aiyuk stays a Niner. We win a Super Bowl, and a year from now, we're having laughs about this. I hope that's what happens. I hope in a year from now, we're laughing. And we can say, imagine this is next year on a stream. And I can say, hey, remember last year, guys? We were sitting here laughing. We were crying our eyes about Brandon Aiyuk. And now we're laughing. I hope that's the case. Sam says, do you believe that rumor that Lynch hasn't made an offer since May? I don't know I don't know what I believe in terms of that. My take is, and this is kind of things that I've heard, I don't think John Lynch has been in the negotiations as much as people think. I think he's been staying away. I think he's in the background, just kind of monitoring situations, and it's Parag Marath. I think Parag has kind of checked in on the weather of the situation. John Lynch has kind of checked the temperature here and there, but I think it's Parag and the agent for Brandon Aiyuk. And I think those are the two people that have been countering each other. I don't know how much times Parag has offered to offer. I think whatever he said in May is he's just going to keep bringing it to Aiyuk. Like, here's the offer. And then Brandon's going to be like, well, and he's going to say, here's the offer. I think that's kind of what's been going on. That's the vibe I get. So, Salvador Lopez says, Aiyuk wanted to go with his boyfriend, Jaden Daniels. A lot of people think so. Carl Thomas says, there's not many championship teams out there that is willing to pay him that amount of money. It's true. You can't pay. Like, this is the thing. The Niners have so many good players. Sometimes it's a gift, it's a curse. Right? We got Debo, Trent, Kittle, who else we got? We got Bosa, Fred Warner. All these guys get paid a lot of money. Kyle Juszczyk. At some point, not everybody's going to get paid the money they want. They'll get paid a lot. So it's kind of crazy. Randy says, I think Mayoko said Lynch's agent is the same as BA's agent. They're friends, but from what I understand, from what I know, Lynch has kind of stayed away because of that. He doesn't want to get involved because he is kind of close to Brandon Aiyuk's agent. So it's kind of like it's a conflict of interest. He can't get himself in the mix in this situation. So he's going to let it kind of go towards Parag Marath. And again, maybe he'll do some temperature checks, dip the feet in the water to see how things are feeling. But he can't really get too involved in this. Otherwise, it'd be a conflict of interest. So we need to get Trent deal done first, Hurricane. They got to get Brandon Aiyuk deal first because you don't want to piss that boy off any more than he's pissed off. He's inflamed. You can't keep putting salt in the wounds. I think Trent Williams, that's a whole nother situation. They'll figure it out. Trent's going to get paid. We all know it, but we got to figure out the BA situation, I think, before Trent Williams. You already got pissed off Brandon Aiyuk or confused. You got something going on with Brandon Aiyuk. He's confused. He wants more money. It's a tough decision, and Nick Bosa was talking about it today. He said this is a very difficult decision. It's not easy. It's very difficult. It's stressful. He says, I feel bad for Aiyuk. I trust John and Kyle, but I remember when I was going through it. He says Nick Bosa said he thought he was going to get traded last year. He didn't know how it was going to go. He goes, it's a really dicey situation, and he thought he was going to get traded last year. So that's it, man. It's a tough situation. So you got to make this guy happy, though. If you're going to resolve the situation, so here's the 49ers. If they are not going to trade him and you're going to resolve the situation, you got to get it done before Trent Williams. Because if you pay Trent Williams tomorrow and you're still dealing with this BA situation, he's going to be like, you know what? F you. You just paid Trent over me when I've been dealing with this since March. And then you also paid Christian McCaffrey over me. Like, dude, I am chopped liver to you. So that's what I think. That's my take on it. I could be wrong. That's just my take on it. So, my man, John V, what's good? So, Deb wants to recap. So, we came in to talk about what's been going on with Brandon Aiyuk. We heard all the rumors today. Pittsburgh was out. Pittsburgh was in. New England's going over the top. They're giving away top 5 wide receiver money. Boom! Adam Schefter just dropped about 20 minutes ago that the Patriots have pulled out of the sweepstakes for Brandon Aiyuk. They just can't, deal with the Niners and what they're wanting. But apparently, according to Matt Mayoko, that wasn't the full case. So the full case is, yes, the Patriots have pulled out of the trade possibilities with the 49ers for Brandon Aiyuk. But the big bomb was that the Patriots reportedly had an agreement in place with the 49ers and a very large offer to Brandon Aiyuk on the table. We talked about it earlier, upwards towards $30 million. And Brandon Aiyuk did not show interest in going there. This is according to Matt Mayoko. So, boom! The Patriots said, nah, we good. And Mayoko said, actually, Brandon Aiyuk said, nah, we good. Let's make sure the story gets storied. Let's make sure the story gets told correctly. Because this is the situation. Yes, the Patriots backed out, but it's because Brandon Aiyuk says, nah, we good. So let's get the story straight. It wasn't because the Patriots couldn't handle the offer. They made an offer. They said, we want you. We're going to give you so much money. And then Brandon Aiyuk says, nah, man, I ain't going to New England. So that's the story. It's kind of crazy. It's actually kind of crazy. Tej says he's just playing around at this point. Everyone's worst nightmare says this. His mom's really a Niner fan, too. Like, really. Yo, his mom must be. Can you imagine? His mom's like, yo, what you doing with my Niners? Oh my God. John says, can you imagine how dinner plans go with BA and his lady? You imagine? Shit. Hey, baby, what we having for dinner tonight? I was thinking like Chipotle. Chipotle? Nah, I don't want Chipotle. Let's go get Del Taco. Del Taco? We just said Del Chipotle. They probably stressing over dinner plans. Jesus. Can you imagine that? All right. We'll go to pizza. Oh, a pizza? Let's go to Olive Garden. It's so funny, dude. Putting the pressure on BA. Yeah, they definitely putting pressure on each other. It's kind of crazy. My man Throwback says, when are we going live with Larry tonight? Larry had to actually cancel tonight because he's out with his son. They're at the A's White Sox game. So he says, oh, man, I'm so sorry. I was like, bro, you're spending time with your son. I'm fine with that. He was a little, said he's sorry, but I said it's fine. So me and Larry aren't going to be live tonight. Unfortunately, we'll catch up eventually. So where did I get this shirt, says Showboat? Actually, this Tecmo Bowl touchdown Niner Jerry Rice. This one, I actually got it from Homage, the shirt company, Homage, Homage, Homage. Last year, I did a promotion for them. They reached out to me. I did some, I don't even remember when it was. It was a promotion. They sent me like 3 Tecmo Bowl shirts, Niner ones. There was one with like the Niner helmet, Tecmo Bowl, and then there's this one, and I have one more. It just says Tecmo Bowl. But there's 2 like Niner related ones. So that's where I got it. Yeah, this game was amazing, right? Sam says, Aiyuk knows his best shot at a championship is the 49ers. The grass ain't greener on the other side. I think he understands. I think he's realizing. That the 49ers are his best bet. It's his best interest for him, for his career. Like, it would be career suicide to go to New England. It'd be career suicide to go to the Browns. Although the Browns are a better team, but we all know what happens with the Browns. They implode. They're the Browns, right? It's a bad team, poverty franchise. He doesn't want to go to these teams. So I think he understands the best interest for him is to stick with the Niners championship team. You got Brock Purdy. The chemistry is insane. You got your boy Debo. You got Kittle over the middle. You got CMC. You got a squad full of dogs. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. Like, he knows this team is great. But he also wants his value and his guaranteed money. So. But, yeah, we'll see. See some questions. Let me take a look at the chat. My man Tej Beat says he starts his radiology program August 12th. Good luck, bro. Excited for you, man. Happy. I know you've been following for a long time. That's dope to see people, shining in light. Julia says Do you think receiving a trio of Debo, Persall, and JJ is a championship caliber? Really depends on how Ricky Persall is. I like what I've seen out of him. Can he stay healthy? Can he take the hits? Can he make it through a season? And it's not a shot towards him. He is a skinny guy. I know he can build muscle. He's going to take as the years go by, he's going to be jacked. He's going to be yoked. He's going to be great. Remember when Brandon Aiyuk first came into the team? He was a skinny guy. Now the guy is jacked. He's yoked. 4 years in the weight room of the NFL, it'll do that to you. So it's not a shot towards Ricky, but can he take the hits in the NFL, league? He's got 2 injuries right now. He had the hamstring. He had a shoulder issue in OTAs, and he tweaked it this week. He missed half of practice today. He was there. Beautiful fucking cat. It was It was the first play of team drills. Brock Purdy, rainbow, dime. Ricky Persall, corner, right corner, end zone, touchdown. I'm like, it was like a 50-yard pass. I was like, oh my God. Then he falls on his shoulder and he didn't return to practice. So can he stay healthy? This is a legitimate concern. This is training camp. And you're getting hurt. Got to make it through a season, my guy. Juwan Jennings, I think he can definitely increase his stats. I think he can do better in this league. I think he can, take a bigger workload, but he doesn't have the speed to play on that X. It's not a shot towards Jennings. I love the guy, but can he beat press man coverage against the top defensive backs in the league? Can he take out, the top cornerbacks in the league? It's not even a shot towards Jennings, but does he have the speed to beat those guys? So I don't know. It's tough. That's a tough question. I think they need Brandon Aiyuk. They do. They got Kittle. They got CMC. You need Brandon Aiyuk. So Flood says, how's the camp been? It's been amazing, man. I see a lot of people. It's been fun. Living the dream. So my man Victor says, overtime went to training camp. They cut a clip of Debo and Ricky. Yeah, I saw that. Overtime. Might have found a new wide receiver duo. Nah, Debo's just cool with all the receivers. If you watch every day at camp, he's vibing with everybody. But him and Ricky got a good vibe. I think he's really trying to show the rookie the ropes. I think he's trying to show Ricky Persall, the vibes, and he's being a good leader. I just think that Debo's just a very excellent leader, and he's been doing that all camp, but it definitely was cool. There we go. Let's take a look at some more questions. Is it bad I want Breida to make the team? Those good years we had before. I like Breida. I love Breida, man. The guy's fun to watch. He's a cool dude. We loved him when he was on this team a couple years back, undrafted warrior, right? And kind of made his name with the Niners, right? So I think we're all rooting for Matt Breida. Let's talk about that situation. So Elijah Mitchell was not at training camp today, practice. He also missed Sunday's practice. Elijah Mitchell, what is the issue with Elijah? The man cannot stay healthy. And here we go again. Elijah Mitchell is hurt again. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Death, taxes, and Elijah Mitchell injury. So the 49ers pulled out Matt Breida. They brought him back for training camp. He might make this roster, maybe on the practice squad so they can elevate him. Maybe as a special teamer, they might load up running back. Matt Breida knows the team. At the end of the day, he may not make the final roster, but he'll make this team in some capacity, practice squad, whatever you have it. But it's unfortunate for Elijah Mitchell, man. It's very unfortunate for him. He always seems to find a way to get hurt. He's so good, but he gets hurt. And you know what? I'm going to take a little break. I need to turn the lights on. It's getting dark. I'll be right back. Take a little pause. All right, we back. Had to turn some lights on. So let's get back to it. But yeah, Matt Breida, where were we? Matt Breida, definitely. I love the guy. Hopefully he can stick around with the team. Another guy that has had a good training camp, a veteran, bringing him back to the roster this year is Trent Taylor. He's been a pretty solid return man. He's making good catches in training camp. We'll see how he does in preseason and stuff. But you know that he knows the team. At the end of the day, he might make practice squad. He could be one of those call ups. Saturday call ups. You call up Trent. Trent Taylor for the return game, and you may not have to keep him on the 53-man roster. I think Trent Taylor, Matt Breida, Chris Conley, those are good players. They're good veterans, but I think you could cut them and put them on the practice squad, and you don't risk them getting poached by someone. I think they're veterans that the 49ers can keep on the practice squad, and you can elevate them on game day. That's kind of the vibe I get out of them. But we'll see how it goes. Definitely good. So let's talk about these injuries today real quick. There was a lot of injuries. It's preseason, so yeah, you're not going to play these guys during preseason, but it is a little irritating to hear some of these things, right? Christian McCaffrey has a calf injury or calf strain. He won't be taking part in preseason. Calf strain, is he just trying to say that he has a calf strain? I don't know. Hopefully it's not too serious. We need Christian McCaffrey. It's one of those things I want to keep an eye on. Ricky Pearsall, we talked about it. He tweaked his shoulder midway through practice. He had a beautiful catch, and they removed him from practice. And we talked about Elijah Mitchell has a hamstring injury. Those are two injuries that we got to keep an eye on. Ricky, I love him, but this is the second time he's, dealing with this injury, and he had the hamstring as well. So, I love Ricky, but you got to stay healthy, my boy. Mitch Wishnowsky, punter, dealing with some knee soreness, knee irritation. It's not good for a punter. He's been out of practice for a few days. I've noticed this, and the team has worked out punters through training camp. I saw this. I tweeted it out a couple of days ago. They're working out punters in case. They even have Kyle Juszczyk holding the ball at times as the ball holder. It's getting dicey out there with this injury. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on these injuries. It is preseason. They want to be careful. You don't want to get these guys totally injured during preseason. So I guess it's nothing major. That's the good news. What's the other thing is Jacob Cowan came back today. That was encouraging. He's been dealing with the hamstring injury. That was a good note that Jacob Cowan came back. He looked pretty good in practice. Let me see. I didn't get a chance to post my notes yet on Instagram, but I tweeted them out. Real quick, Jordan Mason. Let me just go through these real quick. Jordan Mason, he had a nice touchdown in red zone. He had a really good blitz pickup against Fred Warner. Jordan Mason, he's running back too. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We all know that. He's been having a hell of a camp. And I think if the season started today, he's running back too, without a doubt. Deommodore Lenoir, he had an interception on Brock Purdy. He's having a hell of a camp. Deommodore Lenoir, man. He's it. He's the guy that wants to get paid. You could tell. We talked about Jacob Cowan. He came back. They got him in the return game. He was fielding returns. He had the touchdown, like I mentioned. Renardo Green. Nardo! He had really good coverage skills today. They had some of the, cornerbacks that weren't there. Isaac Yiadom wasn't there. And he was draping Chris Conley on a couple routes. Very good. I like what I seen out of Renardo Green. D. Winters. Let me tell you about this guy. He got first team reps at the Sam linebacker position again. Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles is not there. He's been dealing with an injury. And D. Winters is taking advantage of the reps and the opportunities. He was all over the field. I want to talk about sideline to sideline. He was covering the whole field. Nice linebacker. This guy is going to be your linebacker 3. I'm telling you, man. When it's all said and done, D. Winters is going to be an absolute dog. And I'm telling you, I love Greenlaw, but if he is too pricey next year because they got to pay Brock Purdy, D. Winters is your future linebacker 2. I'm calling right now. I'm telling you right now. Don't hate me for that. Yeah, he was great. We talked about Matt Breida was back. And Jawan Jennings, let me tell you, man, this guy had 2 beautiful red zone touchdowns. He beat Lenoir. He beat Mooney Ward. This camp has been great. Jawan Jennings is a dog, man. Those were my notes for today. Oh, Deebo Samuel also. He used Deebo Samuel again. He came back. First practice he missed on Sunday. He came back today, and he was just carving it up. Over the middle, right corner end zone. Josh Dobbs was finding the man, and he cooked it. So, good stuff. Let's take a look. A couple other things from Kyle Shanahan. Most of the starters are not going to play against the Titans. The preseason opener, not going to play the starters. Don't know if Ricky Pearsall is going to play because the injury. We'll get some more updates as the weeks go on. Tomorrow when I'm at training camp, I will keep an eye out for Ricky Persall. If I see him, we'll post the video and we'll tweet about him. If I don't see him, I'll let you know. I'll tweet something out. Tej Beat says, how is Floyd? He didn't play today, but he had a day off, him and Bosa. But I'll tell you what, man, Leonard Floyd, he looks good. I'm excited about him. So that's it. That's it for today. I wanted to go over my notes. I wanted to get all the Brandon Aiyuk information. We covered it all. We had 30 minutes. Try to shoot for 30 minutes. That's the goal. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Get to the point. Get you the news. I love you guys. I love the chat. Yo, shout out to the chat tonight. You guys were fantastic. You guys were excellent. I really appreciate the interaction. I saw it all there. Everybody was vibing with each other. That's what we got to do. The RSF 49ers chat, unbeaten tonight. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. And we'll talk more. I'll tell you about stuff tomorrow when I can. Tomorrow's the last day of open training camp. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to be sad. I wish I could have media passes. That's all I know. I wish I could be out there and do this. Well, maybe one day. It's really tough to get those. So one of these days. But I'm going to be sad that tomorrow is my last day going to these practices because it's been a blast. And we'll see, though. We'll see. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you subscribe. I love you. Go Niners. Bang, bang. Niner gang.